Hey everybody. I have two or three little things that have come up, questions you've asked, and I want to try to address them. Not all of you will have tripped over these problems, and hopefully I've solved them before you do. But for those of you who have an eagle eye or are an early, somebody who shows up and gets their work done before it's even required by the syllabus, you've tripped across a few things. So let me just show you what has been changed and what has been fixed, and let me explain a couple things that were raising questions. So first of all, in Module 1, which let's get down into the calendar here of our syllabus, in Module 1 we have an odd placement in that in the middle of Module 1, our River of Life project, we have something called Real Utopias project, where it tells you to go sign up for topics, and I'm going to take you there and show you how you should have signed up, because a couple of you need to go fix it. And then down here in Module 2, all the way when we get to Discussion 4, which we are not there yet, we are going to need a partner. So what you see in Module 4, which is not actually as clearly reflected on the syllabus, but it's in the module, is a sign up for a partner. So the fact that there were two sign-ups confused a couple of people, so I wanted to show you each of the sign-ups and explain for a minute what to do about it. All right, some of you probably haven't even found your way to that second sign-up yet. So let's go to the modules. All right, we come down here, and we're in the River of Life module, and we go to this Real Utopia sign-up. And what you see here are the instructions. It asks you to sign up for two Real Utopias, one as the principal investigator and one as a reviewer. So the principal investigator is going to follow directions that are in the module Real Utopias. This is just a sign-up sheet. And the other one is going to be the peer critique, or the peer reviewer of that investigator's work. So each of you will be a principal investigator for one of these organizations, and each of you will also review someone else's work. All right, so that gives you a chance to actually get kind of deeply into two of the organizations while only doing actually the bulk of the work for one of them. Aren't I tricky? All right, so now, the one that you sign up as reviewer, in red you see there are some instructions. One reviewer per investigator. So here we already have a problem. Amber has signed up as the principal investigator for Jacobs Center, but both Natalie and Leanne signed up as a peer reviewer, in spite of the fact that it says one reviewer per investigator. It goes on to say if there are multiple investigators, and if you come down here to the Self-Employed Women's Association, you see that we have multiple investigators. We have two, Katie and Grace. And then you want to sign up, name the person you'll review. So you can see here we also have two reviewers, and Amber has identified that she will be reviewing Grace, and that leaves Josh, although he didn't identify that he would be reviewing Katie's investigation, it leaves him with no choice, so that's fine. He can figure out who he's supposed to investigate. Up here, on the other hand, we not only have two people for one investigator, but neither of you claimed Amber. Leanne and Natalie did not claim Amber. So one of you needs to come and move yourself to somewhere where there is actually an investigator for you. And if we come down here, we'll see, for example, Fresh Start, we have two investigators and only one reviewer. So Curtis, you should come back in here and identify whether you will be reviewing Kayla or Chelsea, and then somebody who doesn't have an investigator can move in as the second investigator there. In other words, folks, the number of names over here should match the number of names that are going to be reviewing them. One person cannot review two people, and two people cannot review one person. So Jendaya, for example, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, you need to find somebody to investigate. Maybe you can come up here and investigate Acumen. Somebody to review. There's two investigators, one reviewer. Same here, well, but that's you, so you can't do that. But up here, Fresh Start, for example, two investigators, one reviewer. So just make sure that where you are as a reviewer, you have somebody to investigate, and that there are as many investigators and reviewers as there are investigators. Hopefully you can figure that out. But if you are, you should come back and double check that you've done this correctly, because otherwise you may find out that you don't have somebody. Either Natalie or Leanne, for example, will not have somebody to investigate, and neither one of them actually claimed Amber. So one of you needs to move and the other one needs to claim Amber. Okay, if I haven't confused you irreparably, then please come and double check that you have signed up correctly. All right, now let's go to back to the modules and find the other sign up. That is in Module 2, Growing Our Stories, and it's the partner sign up. Now this is a little different. I see a lot of you have done this, and that's great. Some of you did this. The first people who showed up to sign up here discovered that last semester's people were still populating this table. I don't know how I missed it, but I did. Again, there's 1,000 parts, and I somehow missed this page. Anyway, I've cleaned it out. If you put your name up here before I cleaned it out, you're going to need to come back and do it again. But what's going on here is what's supposed to happen. So you'll just see that Chelsea put herself in. She gave her best contact information, and then she said that in the evenings or the weekends after 5, she's good. Eric apparently feels that he can work in the evenings or weekends after 5. All right. So here's the thing. And then it was great. Chelsea noted all of the different video formats that she is willing to work in, and you do have to work in a video format so that you can actually have eye contact and have a conversation. You can't do this by chat, you can't do it by email, you can't do it by private message, you can't do it by phone. It needs to have a video component. All right, so Eric and Chelsea are now a team. If there's somebody else who wants to be in their team, your teams can be as many as 3. They can't be more than 3. They can't be less than 2. All right, in other words, you can't do it by yourself. All right, so Nikki has come up here and said that she's good weekdays after 8 p.m. Arizona time and most of the weekend. So if you are a person who's looking for late evenings or weekend, you can come here and put yourself up with Nikki. Now, Nikki's also noted that she can meet Natalie's time, so it's looking like they're a team even though they're across 2 lines. Anyway, please come here as soon as you can. Find somebody who has a time frame that is, adaptable to your own time frame, and sign yourself up as a team. And the actual instructions for this project, the instructions for partnering are right here. But the actual instructions for the project are going to be in the module. But and you'll find those. But this way you will already have your team together. And again, I apologize, but when I came back to clean out last semester, it took out anybody from this class who may have already signed up, so you will need to come back and do it. And again, this is like a wiki. Just hit edit and you can put yourself where you belong. If anybody has any problem with either of these signups, please put your question over here in the discussion board. That's the hallway conversations. I'm happy to see there aren't any new ones over here that I haven't answered. I, as probably a lot of you did, tried to show up last night and figured out that Canvas server was down, and so people didn't. All right, so as long as I'm in discussions, I'm sitting in front of a note from Victoria that asks if it's possible for me to go into Canvas and fix the due dates. So let's just talk about the due dates for a minute. Okay, let's go right back here. We've got our syllabus, and all of the due dates are in the syllabus, but they're in the calendar. And I change them every semester in the calendar. They were not supposed to be on Canvas itself. And the reason for that is I miss things and I want to take them out of Canvas, so it's one less place where I'm going to have done something wrong. So in spite of that, somehow due dates came with the assignments from last semester, and I didn't realize that. And so I have now gone, that confused some people because, for example, this discussion one, October 17th, whatever date was on the actual Canvas assignment discussion board when you got there was whatever date was from last semester. So now these dates aren't, they're here on the syllabus, but they are no longer in the discussion boards or on the actual assignments. However, if you don't want to go into the syllabus, there is a link here in the modules, in the welcome module at the top, the very last section in the welcome module is due dates at a glance. I will tell you that when I originally did this, these margins were all even, but when you hit save, something happens to them. So I don't want you to think I'm crazy or sloppy. I don't know how to fix this. And there's too much other stuff to do to worry about spacing. All right, so, but you will see now, for those of you who ask me, all the due dates are due dates at a glance are in the syllabus. They are completely gone from the other places in Canvas. So you need to look at the syllabus anyway every week. And the reason there is some stuff in the syllabus that isn't in Canvas is because stuff changes every semester, and I cannot change everything on every single page in Canvas every semester. So I do that in the syllabus, and I don't do it on Canvas, which is why I've given you this due dates at a glance if you want to come here and see what is your next thing that's due. But you also can find it in the syllabus. All right, I'm trying to think if there is anything else that I need to say. I think the only other thing to say is, all right, we covered due dates, we covered both of the sign-ups. Go back and fix your partner's, your reviewer, investigator sign-up in case you are one of those people who signed up where there was nobody to investigate, or there's one person and two people to review or whatever. Fix that. And then just know that your due dates are going to be here and on the syllabus. They should not be anywhere else in Canvas. If you find something that I didn't catch, please let me know. It took me a while to figure out how to take them off, but I think I got them all. All right. If you still have questions or this has been totally confusing, feel free to either leave me a question in the hallway discussion if you think other people will want to know, or if it's more personal or too complicated, then shoot me an email. And if you really want to, we can have an office hour, which I invite you to do. We have an office hour online using one of the video methods, and you and I will set up a time that works for both of us. I don't have any set office hours because in this class, everybody's got crazy different schedules, and so I just try to make myself available when you can be available. So that is that. Any more questions, don't hesitate to ask, and any more stuff you spot that needed a proofreader, thank you for doing that, and let me know. See you on Canvas.